talking about the combat sports today, and we have the magician in the house, John Dodson. You know him on the UFC cards, and John is the big guy in the little man's body, right? The big guy.
I'm just a giant. I'm a monster with like a little frame.
Yeah, well, you always bring it in the ring. In the ring, you look 7 feet tall, man.
I feel like it all the time.
In the octagon, I should correct myself. I know you coming back from injury, the ACL, the meniscus. How's the will?
Well, it feels great. I'm back in action. I'm making sure that I'm performing a lot better than I ever have in the past. I'm training harder. I'm being more physical, and I'm making sure that my knee's not going to be a bother. It's going to be an issue. What's going to be a real issue is me hitting them as hard as I can and watching them fall.
Now, you still jumping around, man, because last time before you had this injury, you could, like, jump in the air and just do flips and
yeah, I still go and I'm making sure that I can still do more parkour stuff as well with it. I want to try out for Ninja Warrior. Since I can't do it for this year, I'm gonna try out for next. I'm just gonna get ready for it, like step by step. I want to do everything that I imagine myself doing, and I envision myself being awesome. So I'm making sure that I can plan on being awesome again.
So you are gonna really do that? You're gonna try out for Ninja Warrior?
Because I was supposed to do it this year, but I told them the UFC would be very upset if I went to do Ninja Warrior first instead of taking a fight.
So how are you going to work that out? Like, how do you balance UFC and Ninja Warrior? How are you going to do it when you're supposed to do it?
Training for both of them is going to be pretty much the same thing. Like, I'm making sure I'm dedicating my body to its full extent and making sure I can do full motions, full range of motion, and be attacking and being as agile as possible. Like, if I can move through a course just as easy, then should be able to move through a cage the exact same way.
Where did this come from, man? You just looked at the show one day and said, I'm doing that.
I've always watched it when it was on the Japanese, like based on the Japanese channels, and I was like, oh, I can watch this. I can do this. This stuff looks easy, and I've been trying it. So I was like, it's a lot harder than I thought it would. But this is like full body workout. Got to make sure I got to do everything and the right set of motions, or if I'm just gonna fail. And then I really got to realize that everything they're doing is in a couple of days instead of being done in one day or weeks at a time. Like, holy crap.
When are you supposed to do this? Now you said next year.
Next year I'll probably go out for the tryouts in May. So next May I'll go ahead and do it. Like this year I was supposed to do their April tryouts, and I just told them I couldn't.
Man, that is wild, man. So you got a fight coming up May 23rd. Before the Ninja Warrior stuff, you got a fight May 23rd. Tell us about your opponent and how you feeling about going into this fight.
I'm fighting Zach Mikowski. He's a very good wrestler. He used to fight out of Bellator. He was the first Bellator champion. He won a title in different organizations, and they came into the UFC. So he knows what it feels like to be a champion. He already knows what it takes to become a champion, and he wants to become the champion in the UFC. He has to get through me, and we already know that I'm the biggest roadblock that there is. I'm going to sit there and hit him as hard as I can, and I know he's going to try to take me down with his wrestling ability and jiu-jitsu. And I know for a fact that he's not going to take me down. I can sit there and punish him on the feet, and when he tries to take me down, I'm going to punish him for that too. I'm going to show him and the UFC why I should be the number one, why I am the number one contender, and why I should be the current champion right now.
You know what? When you say you're going to hit him as hard as you can, I really believe you. And what comes into my head is like when you go to like the carnival or something like that, and you have those hammers, and you just boom, you're trying to make something go off. You talking about cartoon punching, huh? You video game hitting.
I'm talking about like Mortal Kombat type of hits. I want to make sure I hit that fatality in the first few moves, like where his head explodes type of thing.
You really good. You're coming for him.
Oh, I'm coming for him because I gotta. This is like a statement for me. I gotta make sure that not only does the champion at 125, 135, and 145 knows I'm coming. Like I want these guys to fear me in any weight class that I potentially want to go to. So Demetrius Johnson is the guy that's on my list right now, and I gotta go out there, beat up this Zach Mikowski first, and then think about Demetrius Johnson next.
And as far as your training and stuff like that, did you change anything to like compensate for the injury that you had to bring yourself back faster, or did you keep it going the same way?
I did focus more on solely just on my single leg, like leg presses, and do a lot of strength training so I can focus on my knee alone. I had to do a lot of agility type of motions so I can get the movements back in. My hips can start working, firing. And then even with my kicking ability, I had to tie myself to a bungee and making sure I can, instead of throwing them fast, I have to control it on the way up and on the way down. Like throwing 10 kicks is supposed to take me 5 minutes to do it just because of how slow and control I have to do it and bring it back.
Wow, man. So that's rough.
Yeah. Like you want to talk about a mental game, that's like probably the mental toughness right there because everybody things about lifting weights, and they think, oh, I can just go ahead and just knock this out in like 10 minutes. 250 pounds, 300 pounds, bench press, done. Like, nah, you got to think about doing it controlled and keeping it going up and then coming back.
How hard was that?
It was hard because when I first started doing it, the furthest I could go was probably an inch or two just from my own hip, like picking my leg up and moving it from the ground and going, and that would suck.
Well, like mentally, like you had to battle mentally to stay encouraged with that. Then.
Well, not just that, because I got to make sure that my mind knows that it's already healed. Like it can't baby it, think that it's still injured. Like my body wants to pretend like it's still injured, but knowing that the ligaments are there and that it's perfectly fine, it should be able to go. Like I just have to force my mind to react that way.
Was that harder than you thought?
Yeah, it's a lot harder because like mental challenge. There were some times that I did doubt myself and think that it was a hurt still, and I couldn't do certain things. Like walking up the stairs was difficult. Like that was a real hard part. That was a real test. Pushing in the clutch in my car, that was the hardest thing because I'm left. Because that clutch is on the left side, so it was stomping down. It was hard.
What has that done for you? Like as far as appreciating just being able to do it.
It allows me to enjoy like the simpler things. Like I got to enjoy free time. I had gardened a lot, and I was sitting there outside. I started like playing a lot more video games, and I was spending a lot more time with my family and stuff.
Yeah, speaking of family, you got a little one on the way, huh?
Yes, I have a little kid coming in September. It's gonna be a baby girl. We're gonna name her Delilah Sky. Like my girlfriend's all excited. She's like, "I got somebody to do makeup with." And I was like, "Yeah."
You know what?
You got a best friend now.
I want to come around when Delilah Sky is ready to go to prom. I want to see the guy come in asking to take her to prom. And you're like the magician's like, I don't know about that. You know?
I'm gonna be that dad that's straight like off of Bad Boys 2. Martin Lawrence and Will Smith are sitting there. Who is this? You Reggie? Yeah. How old are you? 16? Nah, you look like you're 30.
I want to see that, man, because I know that's going to be something, man.
Oh, it's going to be, and I'm going to just sit there and enjoy every moment of it. I'm going to be showing old fights. Yeah, I can still do that.
Well, hey, congratulations on the new kid coming in and your career, you getting back from injury, and I wish you the best of luck when you're coming out on May 23rd, your next fight. John Dodson, the magician, he joins us here. He's finished with Sports Office, unless you got something else to say.
You guys watch UFC 187. It's going to be awesome. You got me, John Jones, Donald Cerrone, and Andre Arlovski. We're all going to sit there and knock people out. So watch it.
And they're all on the same team. How about that? Robert Pugsley behind camera. I'm Van Tate. We'll see you next time.